Hey guys, it's Monday afternoon, and it's raining cats and dogs. Apologize for not uploading any videos, yesterday or the day before. Um, it's been a meh weekend. And I didn't really want to spread that to my YouTube channel. But yeah, Outlaw Nights is still at 21%. We are 3 days away from the halfway mark of the campaign. So yeah, to everyone who has backed, everyone who has been sharing it out, thank you so much for everything. I appreciate the heck out of it. If you haven't yet, go ahead, check it out in the link in the description below. You will not be disappointed, I can promise you that. Yeah. Lately, I've been really getting into Smallville, the TV show from way back in the day. Found it on Hulu a few days back, and I've been watching it, and I'm hooked. They got me hooked. That's kind of rare. Well, not really. I got pretty hooked on the Arrowverse stuff when I first saw it. Even though like all the later season stuff kind of lost my interest. I remember when I heard about like Arrow's final season and all that, my interest in it is very little. I don't really it's just gotten a little too absurd on all the stuff with Arrow. I think the common thing is that with all the Arrow shows, like Arrow, Flash, what's the other one? Well, not the other one. They got like Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, and there was one other I could have sworn. Well, I know that they just added Batwoman, but I don't think that counts in so many ways. Yeah, the thing about it is it's gotten way too... The best way I can describe it is that the main hero of each show, whether it be Flash, Arrow, etc., they've all been completely overshadowed by the rest of the cast. To the point where there's really no importance to them anymore. It's like, you watch Arrow nowadays, and it's like you're not really watching to find out what happens to the Green Arrow. You're watching to find out what happens to every other member of the team, and I don't like that. I just don't. I understand why people like it. I just, I don't. I don't like the whole business of like everybody on the team has to be in on the action. Everybody on the team has to be an active part of the fighting, meaning like, it doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter how young or inexperienced or whatever they are. It's like they eventually get up to speed with like Oliver Queen and Barry Allen, etc. And it gets to the point where Barry Allen and Oliver Queen really, it's like they don't seem to have too much of their own personalities anymore. It's like they're just kind of there to be role models. And it's like, and it's especially with the Flash, one of the things they do, they're beating a dead horse with this let's make every other episode silly let's kind of poke fun at the superhero genre itself. You know, like trying these little cutesy wink at the camera things where it's like, okay, well now all immersion is pretty much broken. You know, we know that it's a TV show, blah blah blah. You know, the breaking the fourth wall thing is funny every once in a while, but when it becomes like routine, it's like it leads me to the point where it's like, what's the point of me watching this show? Like, you guys don't seem to really care about the character or where he's going. You guys just want to bank on the surface level shit. It's the iconic costume, the powers, the whatever. You know, it's like there's no real in-depth. Well, I mean, there's character exploration, but it always ends up coming off kind of alien. Because it's like they're reinventing the characters to suit whatever they're talking about, you know. Anyway. But I find the thing I liked about Smallville is the fact that even though they played it well with the whole thing about, like, Clark is not completely secret in that, yeah, he keeps his secret, but, you know, he's done enough odd things around town to where he's got so many people who are suspicious of him. See, I like that. I like the fact that they made sure, like, only where I am in the show right now, the only people who know Clark's secret other than his family are what was that? Totally blanking. His best friend Pete. His best friend Pete knows his secret, and I think Chloe just saw Clark use his abilities, but she hasn't told him that she knows yet. I like the secret identity thing is an actual secret. It makes more sense. Now, granted, Clark does kind of fall into that similar pattern that a lot of the Arrowverse characters fall into, where Clark himself, I would not say he's a super interesting character. He's very one-dimensional in some ways, but no more so than, like, all the other iterations of Superman have been. I would argue he actually is a little more human than most of the Superman renditions before Man of Steel. You know, Man of Steel was proof that, yeah, we do, the whole thing is, yeah, we do like a Clark Kent who's kind of more human, but not to the point where he's a liability. Like a complete liability. You gotta know where to draw the line, you know. It's all about hitting a good balance, I find. In storytelling, you want to try to find a good balance. You don't want to lean too hard one direction or the other. Of course, that's kind of my philosophy with most of my life, really. It's that you don't want to you don't want to play the teamster game too much. You don't want to align too heavily with one side or another. I'm not speaking politically so much. I'm speaking in generalities about, like, everything. I do think that there's something to the Buddhist concept of moderation and balance in all things. So anyway, this has been kind of a rambly video, but whatever, you know, gotta do something. Thank you so much for joining me once again, guys. You like anything I have to say, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't yet, please check out Outlaw Nights. The link is, once again, the link is in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. I will talk to you later.